So here's been something that's been on my mind a lot lately as someone who has it very hard as a failed creative or the cliche stereotype of an unnamed, unaccomplished creative. Are inherently someone that deserves to be working class and to not have a voice with our art, and that we're inherently lesser than those that are being given awards and that are being told that the things that they make and produce are incredible and that they're better than other people, and that the working class or people who are just generally unnamed don't deserve to be acknowledged or to have any place to express their art, to share with other people, and to have it be taken seriously. And it makes me bitter because the people that are producing things that have a wide stretch are not saying anything, and the way that it's made is not saying anything. Um, Essentially, you see it all the time. You know how there's that stereotype that like only the incredibly talented and the soulfully advanced and the people that are insightful and talented and incredible and amazing end up working in Hollywood, and it's only those people that direct movies and make money off of art. You know, with this country, there's absolutely no way that most, especially the more successful that someone is and the more money they make, is actually an artist, because America is not an artistry based country in any way, shape, or form. It is a corporation that is hell-bent on making money in any way that it can. And that goes all the way back to Hollywood, and that goes back to all these directors and artists and people that are claimed as like the absolute best because they must be, because they make millions. Some are can be close to billionaires, and they make all this art that has this wide stretch on the earth. But when you actually look at the art that's made, it's all rehashes, remakes, or incredibly baseline messages or lyrics, words, scripts, etc. And it's all just very cookie cutter. It's all just stuff that, frankly, like if you imagined most successful artists and what they make and put it in like a gift store, it would just be the same cookie cutter product over and over and over again. And because of that, it really makes me kind of very disoriented in a sense, and obviously angry, but really more so just makes me have a revelation that everything in America is just bullshit. And I struggle a lot with severe Black depression a lot because I'm all like on all these like regular people discussion forums and people who are saying, oh, I'm going into coding, but I want to pursue art and I have all these ideas for novels. And their ideas are genuinely nuanced and different and interesting and authentic. It's not something that you've heard or that you've consumed before. And but all those people are getting abused by other anonymous people on Reddit who are either self-projecting or just as failed and as miserable, who are telling them, well, welcome to the working class, that's just the way that it is, get over it, you're not going to spend your life making art. And a lot of baggage that comes with that is telling people that they're not especially talented, that they don't have any ideas, that they're not interesting. And I'm genuinely coming to realize the way that I've realized about 99% of things as an adult, now that I have the freedom and the space and that I'm mature enough and have the resources to think for myself, that everything in Hollywood and this whole stereotype and cliche and idea that the working class are untalented and they don't have good ideas and they don't have any potential, and this whole idea that the rich artists in Hollywood aren't, is a complete lie. Hollywood, like everything else in America, is just a corporation. It's about money. It's about what makes money. The people who work there are employees. And I want to repeat that because it's true, because the people that are in the entertainment industry, not all the time, I mean, it's a complex place like everywhere else, but the vast majority of the time, people who are acclaimed as artistic directors and talented directors are actually just employees for a corporation called Hollywood. And you know this because you see 99% of things being produced by big name directors that are praised and doing all the award shows and things like that, and the ones that are claimed as special, all they're doing is just remaking and rehashing things. I saw one movie title this morning about some big director who's rehashing this Wizard of Oz or something, and it's literally the most cliche, unnecessary, but also more importantly unoriginal thing in the world. And I truly believe that like most people that make it in Hollywood still aren't really given permission to be artists, or they're not interested in being artists and they just want to become millionaires or billionaires, and that they're not actually interested in telling genuinely original, artistic, or truthful, nuanced stories. Um, it's not to say that it doesn't happen, but as someone who is working class and isn't considered special and untalented and puts up with all of the abuse in the book, and I see a lot of other people who are working class who have to put up with the same thing, it's kind of strange and infuriating and weird and maddening, etc., to look at the news and to look at, social media and to see all the people that did make it. They're basically just doing the Hollywood version of being a corporate worker. They're just producing like the next soulless movie or the next thing that will make cash. Like they're not actually making art. It's like a mold, like everything else. Like when I think of art personally, I think of stories that come from raw, genuine, authentic human experience and things that are really saying something that's new and different and interesting. And by new and different, I don't mean like the latest flashy CGI. I just mean like truly, genuinely authentic, original stories. And the thing is that, there's this stereotype that most people use to bring other people down, which is unfortunately the vast majority of people on the internet or anywhere where there's a community, which is all online because it doesn't exist in real life. And there is a vast, huge majority of people that tend to use that cliche argument and insult and stereotype that like, well, you weren't good enough, you're not interesting enough, you don't have any ideas, you're not talented. But then you look at the people that have made it, and it really just makes you raise a brow because if once you get to be old enough, you start to realize that everything in this country is kind of just a convoluted, manipulative lie to make the average person feel like they have nothing to offer. They're just meant to be a worker. Nothing they do means anything. Nothing they do should be taken seriously. And all kinds of things, and saying like just get up and suck it up and become dead inside and work. And everything is such a lie, and everything is so ridiculously like manipulative, and it's not even true. There really is not a single place in America that's genuinely for actual artists that actually want to tell genuine, authentic stories. I'm not saying that movies and media don't get produced that aren't really good. But I'm saying that this whole stereotype that like the billionaires and the millionaires are the ones that have made it because they have something really incredible to say, and that the people who didn't make it have nothing to say, because life is so much more complex than that. And I meet so many interesting, amazing, incredible people who have stories to tell and talent and things to say and ways to execute it, and they're being manipulated like everyone else into saying like, well, too bad because you just don't have whatever it is, or you don't have anything to say. And I think it's actually the opposite. I think there's a lot of lost, sad people in this country that have no outlet, not even like, I don't know, like something within their own state that encourages people to meet up once a month to share their creativity. And as a result, in my opinion, there's really no such thing as any artists that genuinely deserve to be envied. People would probably say that I'm saying this out of jealousy, but I truly mean this from the bottom of my heart. Every single director that ends up getting praised or awarded is usually someone that just came up with a celebrity rehashed, barely original, not very thoughtful, and not even their own original idea. Like the director of Barbie recently got some reward, and of course everyone was like, oh, well, she deserved it, she's so good. And the way that I see it, all they did was just come up with a corporation idea, like, okay, we're going to take something that's already popular, that already exists, like Barbie. We're going to remix it just a little bit, but we also have to make sure that we have A-list actors in it because otherwise it won't make as much money. And the way that I see it as, that's not really art, and that's not really genuine ideas, and that sure as hell is not coming from someone who's telling a genuine, true, authentic story or experience that's actually saying anything. That's just a celebrity corporation selling merchandise, basically, just dressed up as a movie. Like, here, we're going to take a product that's already popular, make some money, put celebrities in it, make more money, and we're going to pretend like the people who made it are these astounding, incredible, better than everyone else people. And if I sound bitter, it's because I am, because people like me are, suffering and lonely and depressed and being insulted, and I'm also angry for the countless amounts of other people that feel like this. And meanwhile, people who are really just putting together an assortment of celebrities and already big products and then slapping it on and calling these people the best that there is, it's all just about money. And it's all just about what people know that sheep will swallow. And if I keep talking, I'll get more bitter, but it's true.